Dear students, now we are going to see 7th standard third term English. Okay. Unit 1 Prose, Journey by Train by Jules Verne, an Englishman. This is an extract from the classic adventurous novel, Around the World in 80 Days. Okay. So from that novel, they are presenting this extract. Okay. We come to know that Mr. Phileas Fogg agrees for a bet of 20,000 pounds, okay, to go around the world in 80 days. This bet was made by his friends at the Royal Club, at the Reform Club. Okay, at the Reform Club, his friends challenged him. Mr. Fogg was asked to accept the bet. Okay, so he goes around the world. Now he starts his journey, Mr. Fogg, along with his French attendant, Passepartout. Okay, he starts his journey now. After an hour, the train crosses the island of Salsette. There is another person coming here from Bombay. He is one of the friends of Mr. Fogg. Okay, he is one among the friends of Mr. Fogg, Mr. Francis Cromarty. Sir Francis Cromarty. He is a general. Might be an army general or what. They haven't mentioned here. Okay, he is a general. He takes the opposite seat to Mr. Fogg. Okay, so three of them are going, and the train goes and goes. The train crosses the bridge and crosses the island of Salsette in 1 hour. Okay, and the train goes into the country now. And during the night, the train crosses the mountains and it crosses Nasik. Okay, and next day it goes like that. The train crosses well cultivated lands. Okay, well cultivated fields in Khandesh. Okay, so the train crosses well cultivated lands, straggling villages, and towers of temples. So many other temples. The train crosses the temples also. There are so many other temples with beautiful towers. So that particular area is a fertile territory, and the territory is fed by the river Godavari. Okay, there's a fertile river, and that fertile river, it gives water to all these fields, and the fields are now fertile, looking so greenish. Okay, the French attendant Passepartout, he gets up from his sleep and he is not, he's very much surprised to see the natural scenes, and he feels very much happy, and on the other hand he's very much surprised that he's crossing India in a railway train. He feels very much happy, very much excited actually. And this locomotive is led by an English engineer. Okay, and the steam from the train, it will come out, right? In those days, train will be working only with the coal. They will use coal for the train to work. They would be using there in those days. But now electric trains are available. No, in those days electric trains were not available. Electric trains were not invented. So railway lines are there, and the train, the steam of the train, it goes around like a spiral. It covers the fields, it covers the buildings, it covers the coffee estates, it covers the pepper plantations, everything. So steam goes everywhere. It covers the palm trees there. The forest, it covers the forest with palm trees. Palm trees forest. Okay. Looking so attractive. In the forest area, um, there are beautiful bungalows, viharas, and old Buddha temples. Okay, unused Buddha temples. And beautiful temples, new temples, that means. Okay, there are other new temples also, well decorated temples. Then what else? Here the story goes like this. So many other vast areas the train is crossing. Okay, and the train crosses the forest full of snakes and tigers. Even the snakes and tigers, they are scared of this train's sound, the train's noise. Hearing the noise, they are all flooding away. They are all running away. They are all very much scared seeing the train. And then the train crosses the forest full of elephants. And you know, the elephants are looking at the train with sad eyes. The elephants look so sad. They are very much frightened seeing the train. Okay. At nearly 12 o'clock, the train stops, and each and every traveler is having their hasty breakfast there. Okay. And after finishing their breakfast, they got into the train and they started going. They start going. Okay. The train goes on and on now. Now the train goes on the banks of the river Tapti. Okay. Okay. Yes. Tapti near Surat. And then the train crosses the Satpur mountains. And then so many places. Okay. And the train crosses so many other areas. In the midnight, nearly 3 o'clock, it will be. Okay. So section 1 is over. Now section 2. So at nearly the next day, nearly 8 o'clock, that time, at 8 o'clock, the train suddenly stops. Why the train suddenly stops? We don't know the reason, but now they have given the reasons here. Actually, the train stops in Berhampur. Sorry, the train stops 15 kilometers from Rothal. Okay, it is a place 15 kilometers from Rothal, the train stops. Crossing the place Rothal, After crossing 15 kilometers from Rothal, the train stops and the passengers are all instructed to get down from the train. And this area is surrounded with beautiful bungalows, tall bungalows and workmen cabins. Okay. And do you know where the train is? It is in the midst of a big forest surrounded with the trees of dates and acacias. Okay, Karvela Maram. They used to say acacia means Karvela Maram. Okay, dates means Perichamaram. So, in this area, the train stops and the passengers are all instructed to get down. Mr. Fogg looks at Sir Francis for an explanation, but Francis doesn't know what to do. He doesn't have any explanation to give Mr. Fogg. So, here, Passepartout quickly gets down from the train and goes in front of the train and comes to know that there is no railway there. There is no railway. The railway track stops with that particular area. In front of the train, the track stops. The track ends. There is no railway track further. So that he informs his master and Sir Francis. Okay. You know what he's telling? Monsieur, no railway, no railway, he's telling. Monsieur means Mr. Okay. Monsieur is a French word. Okay. Monsieur, no railway. It means there is no railway, master, Mr. Fogg, my master, there is no railway here. He's telling. What? There is no railway. Then how will we go? Then how will they go? Don't know. But they are supposed to go, right? They must go. They should find some other means of transport to go there. To go to Calcutta. Okay. Hearing this, Sir Francis and Mr. Fogg, they are getting down and they are going to the conductor. They approach the conductor and they are asking the reason why the train stopped. Why has the train stopped? And the conductor, he's telling, sir, officer, there is no explanation. I have no explanation and the train is not going to go further. There is no railway track. And what will be the response of Mr. Francis? Mr. Francis, hearing this, he gets angry. Firstly, he's asking the conductor, where are we? And then the conductor tells him that we are at the hamlet of Calby. Calby is a place 15 kilometers beyond Rothal. Okay. So they are in Calby now. It is a place. From there, 50 kilometers. We have to travel to Allahabad. Okay, now we'll go back to the story. So he asks the conductor and the conductor tells them that there is no railway and the papers are wrong. And the papers are telling that there are railway. Railway is finished fully. And the documents are wrong. Hearing this, he gets angry. Who gets angry? Mr. Francis. And the French attendant, he also gets angry. But he controls his anger. He doesn't dare to hit the conductor or attack the conductor. Oh. He cannot do that in front of his master, no? He keeps quiet. Okay. So they are discussing now. They are discussing what to do, and finally they are planning to go to the village and find some other means of transport. Okay, so Mr. Fogg and Francis Cromarty, they are going to the village, and end by end they are going. End by end they are trying to find some other means, but they have not got any means of transport there. They are coming back, and the attendant, Passepartout, he's telling that from here, 100 kilometers from here, there is an Indian, he's owning an elephant. Hearing this, Mr. Fogg decides to hire the elephant. Quickly, he starts walking, and seeing this, Passepartout makes an unhappy face. See, my new shoes are going to become old. New Indian shoes are going to become old. He feels so sad. Makes an unhappy face. But his master is going, right? He should follow him. So he goes. Cromarty also goes. They are bargaining to hire the Indian man's elephant. But the Indian man, he's refusing. Till the end, he is refusing to give his elephant. Mr. Fogg, at the beginning, he agrees to offer 10 pounds as rent for an hour. 10 pounds an hour. Okay, for 1 hour. But this man refuses. Then 20 pounds he's telling. Even for 20 pounds, he's not ready to give his elephant on rent. Then finally, Mr. Fogg decides to buy the elephant. So he offers 1,000 pounds. The elephant's owner says no. Then he gives 1,200 pounds. For that also he is telling no, 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 no. His refusal continues. Then 15 pounds. 15,000 pounds, sorry, 1,500 pounds. Even for that he is refusing. Finally, Mr. Fogg comes to a conclusion. He decides to give 2,000 pounds for the elephant. And as per his decision, he makes the man agree. And he gives the amount 2,000 pounds for that elephant owner. And the elephant is now equipped by a volunteer young man. That young man, he comes forward to help Mr. Fogg in his journey in riding the elephant. Okay, that young man makes the three of them sit on the elephant. He arranges everything comfortably for them to sit. So now they are starting their journey, and the young man for that young man, Fogg agrees to give a reward, generous reward for that young man. He agrees, and the journey continues. Sharply at 9 o'clock, they are starting their journey to Allahabad. They didn't know where the railway line starts again. So they are going to Allahabad. So this is how the story goes on and on. Finally, it ends. Okay. Now the story is over. Those who did not subscribe my channel, please subscribe. Thank you for bearing with me. The story is too long. Sorry and bye bye.